Hi, this is Tracy, and my district profile is on Roland Unified. I first was a substitute teacher at this district, and now I am a 7th grade English teacher at Giano Intermediate, one of the middle schools within Roland Unified. So I chose to profile this district not only because I work for it, but also because it really serves quite a diverse student population from multiple cities in the southern portion of the San Gabriel Valley. So Roland Unified has 23 schools and approximately 15,500 students. Grades range from preschool to 12th grade. And as you can see from the map, it serves the areas of Roland Heights, City of Industry, La Puente, Walnut, and West Covina. Roland Unified has 11 K through 6 elementary schools, and they have 3 what are called academies, and those are K through 8. They have 2 intermediate schools, Alvarado and Giano, and 2 high schools, Nogales and Roland, and they have a 3rd high school, which is a continuation high school called Santana. In addition, they have 1 adult school, 1 community day school, and 2 charter schools. And they provide preschool programs on each of the elementary school campuses, with the exception of Oswald. And here's a breakdown of student enrollment by grade from the 2012-2013 school year. So you can see, as you can see from the table and the chart, each grade has between 1,100 and 1,300 students. And this enrollment was measured by counting the number of students enrolled in school on a particular day in October. So now we're going to take a look at the Academic Accountability Report of Roland Unified. And this data is from EdData website. So firstly, the star percent of students scoring at or advanced on their STAR testing. As you can see, English Language Arts, the district's at 56%. That matches the state percentage pretty much at 55%. Math, science, and history, they are about 3 to 4% higher than the state. And the STAR testing, students in grades 2 to 11 are tested in English and math. 5th grade and then 5th grade and then 8 through 11, they're tested in science, and then during grades 8, 10, and 11, they're tested in history. And here is the breakdown of the subgroup performance and participation. And just to note, the annual measurable objectives for unified school districts greatly increased in 2013. So now the target is 89% for English Language Arts and 89.1% in math. So as you can see from the table information, really the only student subgroup who met or was above the percentage, the target percentage, was the student subgroup, the Asian student subgroup for math. They were at 92.3%. So, but the rest of them, unfortunately, are quite a bit below when it came to the percentage of proficiency. As a result, the district has been placed in program improvement, so they received Title I funds. The 2012-13 school year, that was the district as a whole, their 3rd year in program improvement. And the socioeconomically disadvantaged API is 771. Here's some information on the Adequate Yearly Progress Report and the Academic Performance Index, the district's 6-year growth. As you can see from the chart on the left-hand side of your screen, the ELA and math proficiency target has greatly increased, and the ELA and math school-wide have kind of slowly increased. And in terms of the table, the API index, the API growth between 2008 and 2013, district-wide, they've made a jump from 766 to 807. So they've grown, their 6-year growth is 41. And most of the subgroups have steadily increased. A few of them have gone up and down a little bit, but overall most have increased within that 6-year period. And lastly, here's some information about the graduation rate, the cohort graduation rate, I should say. If you notice, this particular information is from 2011, 2012. So on Ed Data, some of the 2012, 2013 data was not available or was still pending at the time I was doing this presentation. So if you see the 2011, 2012, it's because the 2012, 2013 data wasn't available online yet. So as you can see, overall there's about an 83.5% graduation rate within the district, and that is higher than the county, which is at 74.7%. For the most part, by each group, or each subgroup I should say, they have a higher graduation rate by the district than when compared to the county. So again, 83.5% is the graduation rate in the district as of the 2011-2012 school year. So now we're going to look at the funding for Roland Unified, and this information was also on the Ed Data website. So this is the general fund revenues information for 2011 and 2012. So the total revenue with unrestricted and restricted is basically 138 million, more or less. And this district dollars per student is approximately $8,826, and that kind of falls within the statewide average for all districts. And here is information on expenditures for the general fund. The majority, as with most districts, 64% goes to instruction, 14% instruction-related services, 6% pupil services, 5% goes to general administration, 9% plant services, and 2% other outgoing services. And you can see at the table, at the chart at the bottom, this compares Roland Unified expenditures by activity compared with other districts based in statewide average in the 2011-2012 school year. So here is a community or demographic profile of Roland Unified. As you can see, the majority of students are classified as Hispanic or Latino at 64%. That's followed by 20.1% Asian. So that's a higher number than when compared to the county enrollment. County enrollment for the Asian student population is just 7.7. So they have a large Asian population. In addition, they have 3.7% white, so that is greatly lower, a considerable amount lower than the county enrollment, which is 14.4%. They also have a large Filipino, or larger, I should say, Filipino population, 8% compared to the county's 2.2%. Their Black or African American percent is a little bit lower than the county enrollment at 2.3, and then they have 1.2 two or more races. So again, the majority of the student population identifies as Hispanic or Latino, and then the second highest is an Asian population. And here's some information on the English language learners, and then on special programs. This is also from the Ed Data website. So English learners, make up about 26.9% of the enrollment, and the majority at 78% speak their L1 is Spanish, and 9% Mandarin. Filipino is at Cantonese, Korean, and then all others. So there's the majority are Spanish, which also is reflective of the state of California. The special programs, this again is 2011-2012 for free reduced price meals. That's about 57.1% of student enrollment. So now we're going to take a look at a governance profile of Roland Unified. The Roland Unified School District Board of Education has 5 members. Each of the members is selected by the community at large and serves a 4-year term. Board elections are held biannually in November of odd-numbered years. So these are the current board members. There's a president, vice president, clerk, and 2 members. Roland Unified is actually going through a change, especially when it comes to their superintendent. So right now there's an interim superintendent as of June 12th, John A. Roach, and he is also a professor at University of Southern California, and he's previously been a superintendent at Carlsbad Unified and Charter Oak Unified. The previous superintendent was Ruben Frutos. He first was the interim superintendent from 2012 to March 2013, and then superintendent from 2013 to May 2014 when he stepped down from his position. And this has been in local news. The reason he stepped down from his position, there were a lot of there were a couple board members, there were teachers unions and community protests based on Frutos' lack of experience. So they believed he didn't have classroom experience, so therefore it made him unqualified to run the school district. So as a result, he stepped down after a couple new board members especially were kind of on a platform to consider a new superintendent and to increase board transparency. So right now Roland Unified is in kind of the middle of searching for a new superintendent. This information is on their website, and this is basically a timeline of how they're going about selecting a new superintendent. So April 24th, there was a community town hall meeting, and they had also in June had a board meeting to discuss necessary criteria for the superintendent application. So that application went to the public, or was available from 1 month until July, and in July they reviewed all the applicants. July 23rd, consultants interviewed top candidates. August 8th, there will be a special board meeting to plan initial interviews and develop questions, as well as for the board to pick semifinalists. August 14th and 15th, that's when the board will interview the semifinalists and discuss this information with the consultants. And the 20th through the 22nd, the board will have a second interview with the finalists. On the week of September 1st, they'll finalize the contract. And then after that, a new superintendent will be introduced.